send help. Hello, frog fans. Okay. This shirt has holes all over it, and it didn't a week ago, and I don't know how it happened. Alright. That was totally random. Okay. Trying to decide what I need to get done. Too many things. Claire is getting close, very close to being done. I already did some work on her yesterday. I think I had a note about her over here. Claire just needs blushing around her neck before she goes to get baked again. Please, I disappeared. I come back. I'm just gonna give her some very light blushing. Around the base of her neck. That looks very nice on... I don't typically do it on bigger dolls. Well, I would say like toddler dolls I usually don't. Why am I saying usually don't? I've only painted a toddler once. What I'm trying to say is when I visualize where I'm putting color on different dolls, I think that the blushing around the neck is a really good look on babies that are smaller than toddlers, but when you start to get up to the toddler range, I feel like the neck should just be left as the normal colors. Not normal colors, like the same color as everything else. You know what I mean. My brain doesn't work, okay? It's not if I only had a brain, it's if I only had a brain that worked. I've got one, it just doesn't work. I want a functioning one. Functioning brain that does more than just like essential survival and artsy crap. As I'm discovering, those aren't too good for survival in this world. Like going through all these like career matchmaker thingies through this employment agency has been making me realize that I'm really good at nothing that anybody wants in a career. Okay, well, that's not true. I'm not, like, anything that any of the low-level jobs want, like cashier, stock clerk, any of those things, I'm not well suited for any of those. And like all the stuff that I'm really good at, like painting dolls, you can make a full career out of that. But you know how long I'll have to be painting dolls before I can make a full career out of that? I'll be living out of my mom's house until I'm in my 40s. And like I need to get like a crappy part-time job in one of those starting positions so I can get money to go to school. Everything I'm good at doesn't make money. There was a much more colorful way to say that in my head, but I don't think it's appropriate for you to. Use your imagination. Actually, before I get paint out, what does this even need? Okay, well, her toes definitely need more blushing. So we'll start with that. It's really oily in there. Why? Yuck. Yuck. I don't even know. Send help. Focus, you moron! Alright, we're looking for... Not that one. Not that one. That one. Not that one. Was that it? That might be it. Nope. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Put some of these back down. Get too cluttered up here. Man, yeah. Why do I always get the darkest, thickest, most staining paints all over my hands? I'm like just not functioning today. That employment course I'm in right now. This morning we had to do this motivation module. It's like, you know, how to stay motivated. And I'm like, okay, right now, this is just motivating me to hit my head into the keyboard repetitively until I have a space bar where my teeth are supposed to be. We're a little bit cynical this afternoon. This evening, it's like 7 o'clock. I mean, yeah, not feeling the most confident right now. My dolls, my pets, and my obsessions are probably like the only thing. What am I kidding? My dolls, my pets, and my obsessions are the only things that have ever kept me sane. You would not want to have met me before dolls, man. Before I found reborns and actually found something that I was freaking good at, I was not a happy person. I'm still not, well, I mean, I'd say I'm a happy person. Just trust me, you did not want to meet me before, yeah, no. I wouldn't want to meet me before. There was a reason that I was in the whack shack twice. And once again, I can say that and not have it be offensive because I've actually been to the psychiatric ward. And I call it the whack shack because if you can't laugh about it, then what are you gonna do? Cry about it? What's the fun in that? So, I'm thinking about maybe asking for a new doll kit to paint for myself for Christmas and birthday, because those are coming up, because I was born like right before Christmas. And originally that's what this kit was. The Claire kit was supposed to be a Christmas gift that I was supposed to paint for myself. But then the June Awake came out, and I absolutely fell in love with that kit, and I decided to sell the Claire and to paint the Claire kit to sell, and then buy the June kit for myself. And I, when I made that decision, I intended to eventually include the Claire in my collection in some way, because it is a really cute kit, and I do like it, but I have to say, the troubles I've had with painting the kit and the mistakes I made and trying to correct those, and, all the ups and downs with this kit have almost, ruined it for me. I'm happy with how she's turning out, and she's turning out to be a very cute baby. However, it's just, when going through McPherson's and thinking about making lists of potential doll kits that I would want, it's I don't really want to put the Claire on that kit anymore, and the only reason I can think is I've kind of been traumatized by the kit in a way. I think maybe if I ever have the Claire in my collection, it'll be painted by another artist. And I don't, pretty much all the problems that I've had with the kit aren't problems with the kit itself. They've been a couple of artist errors that I will never make again. And then, the one was a two were technically flaws in the kit, but they're not flaws that are likely in any kit, or in the, like, almost 100% won't be in every Claire kit. One was a little nick that came in her finger that has been, like, collecting paint and making it look kind of funky. And then the other was an air bubble that rose up in one of her fingers and was threatening to pop and destroy the finger on me, and I had to figure out a way to fix that. Which, again, is almost certainly not in every finger in the Claire kit. That's just, air bubbles in vinyl dolls happen sometimes, and when you bake the kits, it makes it more likely for the air bubbles to try and escape and create undesirable side effects in the vinyl. And, as I'm, trying to, I'm trying to not dissuade anybody from buying the Claire kit to paint it, because I think it's a wonderful kit, and I really like Ann Timmerman's work. But as I'm doing that, I'm also, still not convincing myself that I want to paint it again. It's kind of like when you eat a food that you used to really like, or, a food that, you used to, it's not your favorite food, but it was okay. And then you get sick after eating it, and it had nothing to do with the food, or it was only that one particular time that would make you sick. And you still can't eat it ever again, just because of that association with it of that one time. Like the one time when we were on vacation, we went to McDonald's, and we ordered, a 50-pack of chicken nuggets. And, it was vacation, so I wasn't really watching what I was eating at all. And I just, went to town on this box of chicken nuggets. I didn't eat 50 of them, okay? But I ate way more than is healthy. And I got, the worst stomachache after that. I had to take some pills and go to bed. It was so bad. And ever since then, just the smell of McDonald's chicken nuggets makes me nauseous. So, I kind of have, that sort of associated trauma going on with the Claire kit right now. If that makes any sense. Yeah, this is the hand. So there's where I had to fill the bubble. And, it's not unsightly, but it is, a little boo-boo that I'm going to have to probably, not a huge price markdown on the doll, but it is something that's going to impact her price. And is something that I'm going to, make sure that whoever buys her is fully aware of before. It's not that noticeable, but when you look, you can tell that, there's something a little funky going on with her finger. It kind of looks like she slammed it in a door and it swelled up. Which I did when we moved in here. It is not fun. Mine didn't swell that much. It swelled a little bit in the first couple minutes after it happened, but then it was fine. It bruised a little bit. There was a boar. Yeah, there was a big pig-like thing in my room. There was a board, just a big wooden board, some piece of furniture behind the door. And I had the door propped open. Well, it wasn't really propped open, it was just open, and somehow the board got knocked down, and my finger was in the door, and the door just slammed shut on my finger, and I'm like, oh my god, my finger! And I went outside, and my mom and her boyfriend were there, and I'm like, I just slammed the finger on my door. Oh. And I'm coming out here to be a big baby and whine about it. Separated fingers. My best friend and worst enemy. I've talked about this several times on the channel. I love separated fingers as a collector. I hate them as an artist, because they are so much harder to paint. But as a doll collector, I do prefer... I like to have one open hand and then one closed or partially closed hand on my dolls. Depending on ages. With toddlers, I don't really have... With toddlers, I would prefer at least one hand to be open, but I don't mind if both hands are open. When it's like a little baby, I feel like both hands being open just doesn't look quite right. I don't know why. Probably because newborn babies usually do have their hands balled into fists. Why does my nose always get itchy when I'm painting? And when I'm washing the dishes, and when I'm working with food. I feel like that's just a human thing. Just another thing to make us suffer. But on the list of animals that have major, things about them that suck as a species as a whole, humans are pretty good. Could be worse, we could be like bearded dragons and, if we get too cold, we just die. Although part of me would prefer that, because then I wouldn't have to go outside in the winter. It's like, yeah, sorry, I can't go outside in this blizzard, because, I would die. Like, actually just straight up die. I don't mean I would feel like I'm dying, which is what actually happens. I would just, I would actually die. My heart would stop. Sorry. But no, it's like, do we really have to go out there? Like, are you insane? Like, yeah, weather is not a reason to stay inside. And I'm like, ah! Why? Can't we all just hibernate? If it's cold enough for men to grow icicles on their beards, it is too damn cold to be outside. And all these people who make decisions on when stuff closes down and when it's not acceptable to be outside, they all have damn cars! They don't have to wait for buses. When when it gets cold enough and I have to wait for the bus for a long time, I will pull both my arms inside my coat and hug myself like this to keep warm. And then I fool people into thinking that I have no arms, like the poor little old lady in the bus stop the other day. I had to wait like 30 minutes for the bus to come. So I did that thing. I pulled both my arms inside my jacket and hugged myself to keep warm. And after I did that, this little old lady comes in the bus stop and waits. She's waiting for the bus too, obviously. And when the bus started to come down the road, I, stuck both my arms back out, and she's like, "Oh, when I first saw you, I thought you had no arms." And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep warm, it's cold." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I know." Do you ever feel like you're being watched? What? What's going on? What do you want? Why are you staring at me? Bun. What you doing? Are you gonna come here? Yeah? Hi, you. What's up? What do you want? Probably want something to eat, huh? I swear, she runs over to her food dishes. Get you dinner in a little bit, okay? Yeah? Alright, well, anyways. Yeah, it's getting late. I gotta edit this. Gotta feed the bunny. So, yeah, that's all for now. Keep living the Frogwings life, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.